UFC. Aaron from Native Box. How you doing? You alright?
Doing good, mate.
Just wanted to get your predictions on Richards and Mayaga.
Really tough fight. I just said, that's a fight that Castaneda against Kamari is a brilliant fight, but I've talked that up a lot. But actually, Richards against Matcher is a tough fight. Craig Richards, his confidence should be high coming off the Bivol defeat, even though he lost. But Matcher is here to win. I know his team. When you bring an international fighter over, you recognise the serious camps and the ones that aren't so serious. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I looked over his lot down there, and I know them all, the Polish guys, and he's from a serious gym with a proper manager that will come to win.
Yeah.
So that fight's going to be really tough for Craig Richards, and I believe he'll stop him though. Actually, I don't believe he's been stopped before, Matcher, but I think Craig will stop him late.
Okay, just a quick one as well. I see you in America the other week, and you've seen Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez, and you was arguing with them. What was the conversations about?
So I think Devin went straight over. They're always taking pop shots at each other online. So when someone says something and they see him straight away, they just go up to him and said, "Oh, you said that." And they've always had this thing. There's a lot of testosterone floating around between those lightweights. They all feel like they're the best lightweights, and Devin and Teofimo have a lot of history. And Devin believes he's number one, so it was all good fun. The dad's hilarious. Teofimo's dad, he's brilliant. And I think that some people get a little bit bored with a lot of talk. As long as these guys fight each other, which I believe they will. I was just saying to Teofimo, I promise you, he'll fight you. He won't fight us. I said he will. He's asking me all the time to make that fight. So win your next two fights, and then we'll get it on. And I really believe those two guys will fight each other.
Yeah. Why do you think the rest of the people in the division don't want to fight Devin Haney?
It's really, I don't think it's necessarily always the fighters. I think sometimes it's the promoters. If you've got a guy like Tank, who is, he's a big ticket seller. Although he's not doing big numbers on pay-per-view, he is on pay-per-view doing okay. Then you've got Ryan Garcia, who's hugely popular. You don't want to get him beat. You know what I mean? With Devin, he's probably the guy that, although he's got a big profile, he's the guy that probably needs to make the statement the most of those guys. So he's ready to fight all those guys. But if you're Ryan Garcia, who himself would probably take the fights, but if you're Golden Boy, I have to be honest, if I was Golden Boy, I probably wouldn't put Ryan Garcia in with those guys, because I'd want to get him prepared, let him improve, let him get himself right. But you've got a big commodity that even without those guys can just take small fights and do well. Devin can as well, but not to the same level as Ryan Garcia yet. So Devin's prepared to say, well, I'll fight you all, and we'll see who comes out on top. And that's what we like about it.
Okay, so the last one. Canelo Alvarez come out with some comments yesterday saying that Ryan Garcia doesn't think that he's taking it serious with the boxing. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I think very honest of Canelo Alvarez. I've had brief conversations with him before about Ryan, and there's a difference between living the life and not living the life. And it doesn't mean that Ryan Garcia just doesn't train, but he doesn't live the life like Canelo Alvarez lives the life. And to people like Canelo Alvarez, and to people who make sacrifices, and to people that have worked their way to success by making those sacrifices, in Canelo's head, everyone should do the same. Right? There's no excuse for lack of hard work and focus. So he's quite critical and brutal if he feels like someone has got the opportunity and isn't working like him. So Canelo's probably thinking, I've got everything, right? I've got all the money in the world, I've got all the legacy, I've got all the belts, yet I'm in here working harder than all of you. Do you know what I mean? So what excuse have you got for not working like me? And actually, when you look at it like that, he's exactly right. We know, he struggled a little bit, Ryan Garcia, he's meant, but it's still, regardless of that, he don't work like Canelo Alvarez works. And if you want to be a great, you've got to work like a dog in anything that you do. Doesn't matter whether it's business, boxing, football. The only way you get to the top and stay at the top, look at Cristiano Ronaldo. He works harder than the whole team. On the pitch, off the pitch. He's what, 37, 36? Because he works like a dog. It's the only way you're going to get to the top and stay at the top is work like a dog. And Ryan Garcia don't work like a dog. Canelo Alvarez does. Anthony Joshua does. These other guys. Doesn't mean you're always going to win, but you can always look yourself in the mirror and say, I've done everything. Can Ryan Garcia look himself in the mirror and say, I've done everything I can to achieve the most I can? No. But look, it's not for everyone. But that was Canelo being honest. Hello. Good at you.